I don't know, for some reason, I don't see it on the internet. Give me a second. All right, go ahead, Scott.
Yeah, Benjamin Matthews.
You're good. Yep.
All right, Scott Brown, the host inspector for the landfill. I'd like to open the meeting, and I'm going to turn it over to Astor with the Bethlehem landfill.
All right, so Astor Lawson, Bethlehem Landfill. With me is Benjamin Matthews from Bethlehem Landfill. For the waste activities, monthly tonnages for MSW in July, we took in 26,117 tons. In August, we took in 20,275, and in September, we took in 25,856. For C&D, in July, we took 6,250. In August, we took 5,793, and in September, we took 4,847. For residual waste, in July, we took 472 tons, August 489, and in September 452. For sewage sludge, in July, we took 162 tons, which is less than 1% of our total incoming waste stream. In August, we took 87, which is also less than 1%. In September, we took 46 tons, which is also below 1%. For out-of-state waste, in July, we took 17,800 tons, which was 54% of our incoming waste stream. In August, we took 11,451, which is 43%. And in September, we took 16,040 at 51%. For recycling, we took in 7 loads in July, 10 in August, and 6 in September. In July, 86% of the incoming recycling was from Lower Saucon. In August, it was 70%. In September, was 83%. For the form use submittals that were approved, ARIA Energy East was approved July 25th for spent activated carbon. And then Alpha Engineering Composites was approved September 15th for contaminated soil. For the groundwater sampling event was August 18th.
Sorry, I just got this phone and I didn't know how to turn it on.
Yeah, you're fine. The third quarter sampling event was August 18th through August 21st. And in Q3, we submitted the Q2 groundwater report. For our inspections, Department of Environmental Protection inspections, July 11th, we had Amy Felch on site. July 16th, we had Matt Gagowski. August 8th, we had Amy Felch. And August 19th, we had S. Clark, I think it was Steve Clark from groundwater. August 20th, we had Matt Gagowski from engineering. September 16th, we had Amy Felch from enforcement. And September 30th, we had Matt Gagowski from engineering. For the host municipal inspections, Scott was out on July 3rd, July 18th, August 7th. This is incorrect in the packet, but it should be August 21st, September 4th, and September 18th.
Excuse me, Astor, just one more correction. I think that the July dates are July 3rd and July 17th for Scott's inspection.
Oh, 17th?
Yeah.
Okay. And then for the commercial waste vehicles in July, we took a total truck number of 2,926 in July. For August, 2,699. And in September, 2,821. For overweights in July, we had 92 overweights with 65 warnings, 27 suspensions. In August, we had 56 overweights with 50 warnings and 6 suspensions. And in September, we had 53 overweights with 45 warnings and 8 suspensions. For the flare operations and gas collection, Archaea's plan, I changed that. So Archaea's plan is the main gas collection system. They handle the routine and non-routine maintenance to maximize the landfill gas production and minimize odors. July totals, the July average flare flow was 3,983 SCFM. For the plant flow, it was 3,144 SCFM, and the total average GCCS flow was 3,146 SCFM in July. And then for the total plant hours in July, I accidentally put that under the August heading at the top there. The plant hours were 707 hours. The total flare hours were 718. with the total gas downtime for the system being 11 hours. So for August, the average flare flow was 0. The flare didn't run in August. All the gas went to the gas plant. And the plant flow average for August was 3,364 SCFM. The total average gas collection system flow was 3,364 SCFM. Total plant hours in August was 726 hours. Total flare hours were 0, with the total gas collection system downtime being 17 hours for August. September totals, the average flow for the flare was 3,773 SCFM. Average plant flow in September was 3,188 SCFM, and the total average for the entire gas collection system was 3,189. Total plant hours in September was 714, with the total flare hours being 718, and the total downtime for the gas collection system was five hours. During Q3, the North Slope Road did not need any repairs, nor did the swale. For the abatement system continues to operate and discharge to the City of Bethlehem wastewater treatment plant. The leachate leachate management system continues to operate as normal, sending all leachate to water and carbon group PFAS facility. Radiation monitoring, there were 9 radioactive loads from July to September in 2025. On July 2nd, there was a load identified as iodine 131, and that was disposed of on site. July 16th, there was a load that was identified as iodine 131. That load was disposed of on site. On July 22nd, 2025, another load was identified as iodine 131, and that load was disposed of on site. July 28th, we had another load for iodine 131. That load was disposed of on site. July 29th, another iodine 131 load, also disposed of on site. July 31st, another load was identified, iodine 131, and the load was disposed of on site. And August 14th, we had a load that was identified as iodine 131. That load was disposed of on site. August 28th, we had a load identified as technetium 99, and that load was disposed of on site. And September 9th, the load was identified as technetium 99, and that load was disposed of on site. All loads are reported to the Pennsylvania Department of Environmental Protection. Northern realignment construction activities. Current waste operations are under northern realignment, and construction of NR2 is currently underway with anticipated completion in approximately 10 days. For the odor complaints, we didn't receive any complaints directly. We get all our complaints from PADEP. I didn't attach to this because it's disseminated to everybody through Amy Felch, so everybody has that. And it's usually not legible in the packet, so I just left it out. And then our leachate demand reports are afterwards for July, August, and September.
Excuse me, I'm just wanting to know if Victoria is on the line.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you.
Thank you, Astor. All right, so host municipal inspector inspection reports, odors and odor observations and nuisance issues. July 3rd, there was a moderate wastewater treatment plant odor detected along Sharonsville Road east of the wastewater treatment plant. No landfill gas odor was detected along Apple Butter Road before or after the landfill inspection. No odors were detected through Steel City or along Riverside Drive after the landfill inspection. Approximately 16 vultures were observed flying over the working face. There was a slight landfill gas odor detected along the southern side of cell SC2A. On July 17th, there was a strong wastewater treatment plant odor detected along Shimersville Road west of the wastewater treatment plant. No landfill gas odors were detected along Apple Butter Road through Steel City or along Riverside Drive. There was a slight landfill gas odor detected along the northern edge of cell SC2A, and approximately 12 vultures were observed flying over the working face. August 7th, there was a strong wastewater treatment plant odor detected along Shimersville Road west of the wastewater treatment plant. No landfill gas odor was detected along Apple Butter Road through Steel City or Riverside Drive. There was a slight landfill gas odor detected along the southern side of cell SC2AB. and there were 12 vultures observed over the working face. August 21st, again, a strong wastewater treatment plant odor detected along Apple Butter Road west of the wastewater treatment plant. There was a slight landfill gas odor detected along Apple Butter Road from the landfill entrance to the eastern permit boundary. No landfill odors were detected through Steel City or along Riverside Drive before or after the landfill inspection. No vultures were observed, and there was a very slight landfill gas odor detected along the southern slope of SE2A. September 4th, again, a strong wastewater treatment plant north of the plant, odor north of the plant. No landfill gas odor was detected along Apple Butter Road before or after the landfill inspection. No landfill gas odor was detected along Skyline through Steel City or along Riverside Drive. There were approximately 3 vultures over the working face, and presently the falconer is not present because it really doesn't work on the vultures anyway. A very slight landfill gas odor was detected along the northern slope of SE2A. September 4th, 2025, a strong wastewater treatment plant odor detected along the north of the wastewater treatment plant. No landfill gas odor was detected along Apple Butter Road before or after the landfill inspection. No landfill gas odors detected along Skyline through Steel City or along Riverside Drive. There are approximately 3 vultures flying over the working face. And there was a slight landfill waste odor was detected along the northern perimeter road north of Cell and R2. September 18th, 2025, a strong wastewater treatment plant odor was detected west of the wastewater treatment plant along Sharonsville Road. No landfill gas odors detected along Apple Butter Road before the landfill inspection. No odors were detected along Skyline Drive throughout Steel City, along Riverside Drive, along Lower Saucon Road or Apple Butter Road after the landfill inspection. And no vultures were observed over the working face. There were no odors detected around the SC2AB cells. Status of action items. July 3rd, 2025, final cap installation between phase 3 and cell SC2A was completed. Additional gas wells to be installed in the SC2AB cell area. That's to be completed. Installation of the candlestick flare, that is to be completed. Repair the portable mister at the southeast corner of SC1A still needs to be completed. The western edge of the access road from the landfill office to the top of the landfill should be needed repair, and that was completed. July 17th, 2025, additional gas wells to be installed in SC2AB. That's still to be completed. Installation of the candlestick flare is to be completed. Repair of the portable mister at the southeast corner of SC1A to be completed. Western edge of the access road from the landfill office to the top of the landfill should be repaired. That was completed, and that was noted previously. Should have taken that out. Erosion rills along the western slope of NR1 needed to be repaired. August 7th, 2025, additional gas wells to be installed in SC2AB to be completed. Installation of the candlestick flare to be completed. Repair the portable mister fence at the southeast corner of SC1A to be completed. D should just be removed. That was the landfill. The access road from the office up to the top of the landfill that had been completed a couple weeks ago. And the erosion rills along the western slope of NR1 still to be repaired. August 21st, 2025, additional gas wells to be installed in 2AB to be completed. Installation of candlestick flare to be completed. Replacement of the mister at the southeast corner of SC1A to be completed. And I should have just noted the repairs along the western slope of NR1 had been completed, so I don't have it in there. September 4th, additional gas wells to be installed in SC2AB, to be completed. Installation of candlestick flare, still to be completed. Replacement of portable mister, that's still to be completed. And there were some additional the erosion rills along the north-south access road were completed. September 18th, additional gas wells to be installed in cell SC2AB, to be completed. Installation of candlestick flare, that's still to be completed. Replaced portable mister at the southeast corner of SC1A, it's still to be completed. And 6D, I could remove that, the north-south access road, those roads and rails were completed. The SEM reports, the July 2nd report noted that in May 23rd, 2025, there were four cap penetrations were found to have emission levels exceeding 500 parts per million. Bethlehem Landfill was notified and placed additional silt cover at those locations. The 10-day recheck was conducted on June 2nd, 2025, and they found one exceedance at the four capped penetrations. A second 10-day recheck was performed June 11th, 2025. At the one cap penetration, no exceedances were found. The 1 month recheck on June 18th, 2025 found no exceedances at the four locations. July 30th, 2025 report. On July 2nd, 2025, one route and 7 cap penetrations were found to have emission levels above 500 parts per million. Bethlehem Landfill was notified and placed additional silt cover around those exceedances. The 10-day recheck on July 9th, 2025 found no exceedances at any of the July 2nd sites. The 1 month recheck on July 29th, 2025 found no exceedances at those locations, at the cap and route locations. DEP inspection reports, July 11, 2025, there were no new violations. Ongoing violations are 273.217 A and B, subsections A and B, failure to implement fugitive air contaminant control measures. BL, Bethlehem Landfill has responded to the NOV, however the violations remained outstanding. B, 273.218, B3, operator failed to promptly address and correct problems and deficiencies discovered during the inspection. BL, Bethlehem Landfill has responded to the NOV, however the violations still remain outstanding. And 273.233 B1, insufficient daily cover. Due to some continuing flagging and odor observations, the violation remains outstanding. And resolved violations, none of them have been totally resolved at this point, at that time. For inspection issues, gas emissions, there was a light intermittent garbage odor detected along Ringhoffer Road near Apple Butter Road. There was minimal garbage odor detected at the working face, and a strong gas odor was detected at the upper deck of cell SC1/2. B, need for additional flaring capacity when the NRG plant is not in operation. C, some flagging and rilling was observed on the slopes around the working face. D, about 20 vultures were observed at the working face. And C, some dust on the road, some dust on the roadways. And I believe that was the access roads within the landfill, not on Apple Butter Road.
Correct. Sorry, I just wanted to point out, that there was also a notation in the DEP report about, moderate and persistent odors from the wastewater treatment plant.
Oh,
Since you had
okay.
mentioned those.
Okay.
in your report as well.
Yeah, I don't think I had been noting the DP in prior reports, but I can start adding their observation for that too.
Yeah, complete picture.
That's fine. August 8th, violations, no new violations. Ongoing violations, 273, 233, H1, and 273.233B. Will remain outstanding until the performance of the intermediate cover on the southwest slope can be determined. B, 273, 217, A and B, failure to comply with the air quality plan and air quality operating permit. And this DEP now has started noting violations they're considering resolved. That's why that was added or previously. On February 8th, 2024, the February 8th, 2024 notice of violation under 273.201C and 273.218B2 have been resolved. And that basically is a reference to the daily cover being adequate now. It's not they're considering that not an issue. The February 10th, 2025 notice of violation, 273.201C and 273.218B3, 273.233C1 and 2 have been resolved. Again, that has to do with the daily and intermediate cover. That BL has addressed that issue. Inspection issues, gas emissions, moderate gas odor was detected along the access road from the SC southeast cell area. Approximately 8 vultures were observed flying over the working face, but not on the working face. September 16th DEP report noted no new violations. They noted ongoing violations, 273, 217A and B, failure to implement fugitive air contaminant control measures. Bethlehem Landfill has responded to the notice of violation, but the violation still just remains outstanding. Elevated 273.233B1 and 2, elevated methane readings and prevalent gas odors were detected during the inspection. Resolve violations, again, violations under 273.201C and 273.218B2 have been resolved. Again, that's regarding daily cover. And the February 10th, 2025 NOV, the violations under 273.201C and 273.218B3, 273.233C1 and C2 have been resolved, and that's again referencing daily and intermediate cover. Inspection issues, gas emissions, persistent gas odors along the access road from in the SC area. B, light persistent landfill gas odor was present along Ringhofer Road and along Apple Butter Road near the landfill entrance. BL was advised by DEP that, BL advised DEP that the landfill detected some leachate odors along Apple Butter Road, but they were due to some clean out of the PFAS treatment plant. So Bethlehem Landfill did their morning inspection and advised DEP what they found that morning when DEP came out. And that concludes.
Just 2 things there to add about the September 16th DEP report. Again, wastewater treatment plant
Okay.
odors were
Oh, didn't I say that? Oh. Okay, I'll add that, I missed that thing.
And sorry, one more thing, because I know that, people have some concerns about trucks and whether they're using the designated haul routes. And I just wanted to note that in the DEP report from August 8th, there was an observation of a CNR container service truck entering the landfill from the east, and there was concern that it wasn't using the designated haul route, but then it was confirmed that that was actually picking up from a local site, a roll-off from a local site on Island Park Road. So again, when you see trucks coming in to the landfill from that direction, there are local stops, local routes, and so there will be some traffic coming from that direction. That's consistent with our traffic compliance plan.
Okay. Inspection violations, vultures covered, Daria Fish, Archaea. Is there any reports or anything? You're on the agenda, but.
Yeah, we've been on the agenda,
Yeah.
so I just wanted to come and be here if you have any
Okay.
questions. I didn't have a formal report.
Okay.
I mean, I went over their numbers in the report, so.
Yeah. And anybody from the PFAS plant? No. Okay. Questions or?
Hey Scott, can you hear me? This is Victoria.
Yes.
Hi. I'm echoing a little bit through the phone. I don't know if that comes across on your side.
No, you sound fine.
Okay. If I could just ask a couple questions. In the beginning of the packet, we have the well monitoring report. On page 5 of the report, the third paragraph down,
Okay.
it says both wells, MP-9D and MP-9D, little d, first quarter 25 results continue to show higher sulfate levels that are likely influencing the levels of calcium, magnesium, specific conductivity, and TDS. And it said the second quarter 25 fluoride results of 292 milligrams or mg/L for MP-9D little s was above the secondary drinking water standard. It says MD9's results for potassium and sodium continue to show increased values. And then it continues. I don't want to continue reading it. But it says this change in water quality is likely due to the approximately 15 feet of fill material added to the area for construction of the renewable natural gas facility. Is there a way that we can get some further information on the construction activity there, or what these reports implicate?
What was the last part of that?
I think she said what the report's implying. Is that what you were kind of asking? What does it mean? Like,
Well, it references the construction of
Yeah, the NRG plant.
the 15 feet of fill material. So I'm just trying to understand,
No, that
is
wouldn't
there
been, it
something
wouldn't
in
been
that
clean fill, it would've
material?
been dirt, just clean dirt.
Victoria, I just asked if it was contaminated and they just said it was clean fill.
Okay. Uh, there's also a notation on page 6, paragraph, the second full paragraph, and where it notates iron and manganese levels above secondary drinking water standards. And that's with regard to MP-12D. And it says that its fluctuations are combined influence of landfill expansion activities and old landfill leachate. Can the landfill provide some information about what the expansion activities that are occurring over there
Well, I think it's just talking about
that could be?
the northern realignment, and then you're building on top of old landfill, so as you put weight on old landfill, whatever moisture might be in there could be squeezing out leachate from the old portion of the landfill. It's not talking about expanding out, like the expansion, as I think you're thinking, it's just talking about like our southeastern realignment, northern realignment, stuff like that.
So, well, I guess that's what I'm trying to understand. Are they talking about the northern realignment expansion activities?
I don't remember where that well is exactly, so I'd have to get back to you on that question.
Okay, that would be appreciated. That was my question for the water quality testing. Then getting into Scott's report. Post municipal inspection report. Let's see. Item B, status of action items. From July 17th, 2025, and then on forward with respect to the candlestick flare. Am I right in saying that the DEP gave an extension for that completion?
You're correct.
Okay, do we have an idea when we can expect it?
We're looking at, I think it was, I don't remember when that expires, but it'd be sometime next year.
Okay, do you have any updates from Bethlehem Landfill as to what they think their completion date would be?
Yeah, no, that was after talking, Victoria. So, I mean, right now, we're still below the threshold, so our flare handle is up to 4,000 SCFM. And so at this point, if the plant were to shut down, we can still handle all the gas, so there's no need for the candlestick flare yet.
Okay. But you don't know when you're gonna complete that for your end, other than what the DEP's deadline is?
Correct.
Okay. With respect to the SEM report, item C2, and 1, we're talking about the 500 parts per million. Is there a way, or would the Bethlehem Landfill consider getting its own testing device?
Yeah, I mean, it's something we've discussed before, but we hired SCS. They do monthly service emissions and quarterly, and the DEP comes out, feels like monthly and does them. So.
independent of each other, correct?
I'm just,
Correct, yeah.
to me, it just, obviously the DP has its rule when there's an exceedance, they do a 10-day recheck. And then if there's still stuff, a second day, 10-day recheck. It just, it would be nice, and I think it would help the public if the Bethlehem Landfill did their check quicker than what the DP does. We can eliminate any speculation that this 500 parts per million has been continuing for the number of days in between the first detection and when the DP comes out.
The rechecks are done by the landfill and its consultant, and the timing of all of that is governed by regulation. So that's what we follow.
Okay, so you're not,
I mean, we pay somebody to do our own,
to
so.
strike that. I mean, you,
Yeah, I mean, we do our own, so to answer your question, I mean, we do our own, and then the DEP does a separate one. So sometimes those 10-day rechecks are, like this, that report that Scott has, or this information that Scott has in there, that's from us doing those readings ourselves. That's not from the DEP, that's from SES doing that for us.
okay, I'm just trying to figure out whether you'd be open to going above what the regulation minimum requirement is.
What we do is follow the regulations.
Okay. Going to when I looked at the September 16th DEP report, the township just received this October 2nd, so there is a lag, which is customary. I'm just hoping, Scott, moving forward, you can also identify when you talk about the DEP reports, including any references to exit interviews. Specifically, this one, they say there's a continued gas odor and elevated methane readings in the southeast corner, intermediate cover area. Additional cover needed in response to flagging observed around wellheads in the southeast slope area. Placement of absorbent material in southeast access road drainage ditch, and investigation of brown liquid in the ditch. Reminder to ensure all daily site inspections are being conducted and recorded.
I'll be
And
honest with
prompt
you, Victoria,
repair.
I thought I had put that in, and I'm not sure why it's not there. It was like, basically just trying to repeat it. I'm not sure if it got cut off. It was at the end of the report and I missed the page.
Okay.
But I thought I had put that in, so I just try and follow, basically just repeat what they say in the report. So honestly, I'm not sure why that's not there.
Okay, I just want to make sure, because sometimes there's a lot of stuff.
Yeah. No, I agree. And I remember reading that. And I remember reading that and those things in the report, and I thought it was in there, and I said it might have got on the last page, and I missed it, that it didn't get processed.
Okay. Question about Archaea Energy. I know they're not there, but do we know if they're sending gas through the natural gas pipeline or if it's being flared.
Yeah, it's being sent through the pipeline.
Okay, do you know when that became operational online this year?
Weren't you at the ribbon cutting for that?
Not for the pipeline, just the PFAS.
Yeah, I mean, when was the ribbon cutting last year, Marianne? Was it July?
I think it was
July or August, yeah, so I mean, it's been going since,
up and running last year,
yeah.
last year.
Okay, I'm just trying to figure out from the township. I guess there were some taxes or things that they, royalty fees that we haven't been able to identify. So if they could get in contact with the manager about that.
Yeah, I talked to her when
We're
I got
just trying
here,
to
so we'll
figure
get
out
that
when
squared
they
away.
started flaring versus sending.
Yeah, I talked to
gas
the new
that
finance
we
director
know.
when I got here, so we'll get that squared away.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. The other thing is just more of a comment. I appreciate that we have 2 violations that are resolved. And I thank the Bethlehem Landfill for working with the DEP on getting those resolved. But I am hopeful that we can try to expedite resolution of violations so that we aren't waiting 1.5 years from the time of notice to resolution. Just because the 2 that were February 2024 did not get resolved or did not be reported as resolved until August 2025. And for me, this is just one of my ongoing concerns with landfilling activities is that we will periodically see issues pop up, and it takes a significant amount of time that the community has to handle those things while the resolution is still being worked out. There are 2 outstanding violations. Does Bethlehem Landfill have an idea of when they think these will be resolved?
I don't know. Most of those being resolved are more administrative than anything. Like when the issues are noticed, they're remedied right away, and then I don't know, Marianne, if you have a more articulate.
I think is this on? I think what I would add is that even before the violations were issued, and in particular with respect to the February 2024 notice of violation, we, the landfill, were making our own observations and implementing a series of what we thought were fixes, things to address the odor issues in the southeast corner of the landfill. And that is an iterative process. You may recall that those issues largely were caused by the unusual amounts of precipitation, and these are issues that are being experienced by landfills all over the region. And we have been making efforts and strides since December of 2023, frankly. And we'll implement measures, they work, then there's a step back, and it's not an easy fix. It's not as if these things can be done overnight and conditions change. And so we've been working with the DEP throughout this period of time. and the township should have copies of all of the responses and communications that we've had with DEP, which describes all of that work. So I understand that everybody wants these things to be fixed as quickly as possible. They're just not overnight fixes. So in terms of when the remaining NOV, the portions of the February 2024 NOV, when that'll be closed out, it is going to be when DEP is satisfied that all of the measures that we've taken have fixed the issue. And as Scott noted in his report, there's still some well work that's being proposed in conjunction with Archaea. And we hope that those wells will be installed. I mean, I don't have the exact timing on that, within the next 6 months.
This should be, I know the work is out to bid
Okay.
right now, so it should be sooner than later.
The work, what Astor said, if you didn't hear him, is the work is out to bid right now. So we're moving as fast as we can. These things just can't happen overnight, unfortunately.
Yeah, there is a process. Things have to be submitted to the DP. The work's got to be bid out.
Okay, and so for the punch list on the September 16th DEP report about the gas and methane in the southeast corner, is that related to those outstanding?
Yeah, I mean, that's why we're putting those wells in. I think that's what you were asking.
Yeah, it just says intermediate cover area. So I don't know if that's
Yeah, part of that area in the
exact
southeast
same
corner is
spot.
temp capped, and then there's a portion above it that's just intermediate cover for the time being. And then once we put the wells in, then we're gonna go in and put more temp cap in for some areas, and then final cap the other areas. But we're putting the
Okay.
wells in first.
Okay. And then I noticed that the PFAS treatment plant emptied their tank. Is that right?
No, it has to do with they're doing air sampling inside their facility, and they took the carbon out. That's what you're talking about, the odor from on apple butter, the leachate odor?
Yeah, well, it mentioned that, but it also mentioned that something was moved. So I'm trying to understand.
Yeah, no,
what's
nothing. I
going
mean,
on at
the system
PFAS
is still,
treatment
I was
plant.
just there last week. The system is still set up the same, is still operating the same.
Okay, are they still collecting the concentrated leachate in like drums or something? Or have they been able to redeposit it in the landfill?
They have not redeposited any of the PFAS material into the landfill.
Okay, I know that there was a report that it didn't get a lot,
Yeah, no,
and
they
that
don't
so
have
there
a
wasn't
lot.
really like a large stockpile. Do you have any information on what
It's a very, very
amount
small
is
amount.
being stored?
Yeah, I don't know the amount off the top of my head. I just know it's a very small amount that they have.
Okay. Are they still planning to try and re-put it or redeposit it in the landfill?
I mean, at this point, that's what we're permitted to do.
Okay. So just, I guess as a follow-up, as a tickler, we'll hope to hear back about the well testing thing that Astor was going to get back to us on.
Right.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, I have some questions. The Miser and Earl letter that was in our packet. I guess I'll go back to page 6. What Victoria kind of touched on, and Astor, you answered. It would be the second full paragraph where it says suggestive of a combined influence of landfill expansion activities and old landfill leachate. Could you repeat your answer?
As far as we're basically building on top of old landfill that doesn't have a liner, so when you build onto it, if there's moisture inside, you're gonna squeeze it out.
Right, so that was a big concern of the township when we were reviewing these plans, anytime you put trash over trash. And we were always concerned about what would happen, long-term, and now I'm hearing that it's
And
squeezing
that's,
it.
we still have the abatement wells. I mean, that's the purpose of the abatement wells.
Was
That's
that?
captured by
I
the
understand,
groundwater
but
abatement system.
that wasn't told at the time we were reviewing this. Okay, back to page 2. At the bottom of the page, I don't know if I'm not familiar with 1,4, is it dioxin? Is that how you say that? Continues to be analyzed as a semi-VOC in MP-11D, small d, due to being quantitatively identified as MP-11DD during the third quarter 24 annual spring event. And then it goes on 1,4-dioxin and then you go to page 3. There, I don't know if the word "and" shouldn't be there, but it doesn't flow into the next sentence. So is there a sentence missing?
Yeah, I'd have to ask Todd, I'm not sure. I'd have to
sorry?
ask Todd, our consultant that puts
I
this
can't
together.
hear you.
I'd have to
Check
ask,
on that.
yeah.
Okay, but you see where I'm saying?
We do, yes.
Okay, all right, and then, let's see, so at the request of DEP, it was also analyzed as an SVOC at nearby wells, and goes on, and I'm not gonna read it. And then, I guess the reporting levels, what's the normal? Does it say, it says it in here. I didn't underline it. So is that a concern at these levels?
No.
Yeah.
We submit these reports to DEP and if
I
there are any
know you do.
concerns- Pardon me?
I know you send them to DEP.
Okay,
I
and
mean,
the
we-
rest of what I was going to
Yeah.
say is that if there are any concerns, then that's a conversation that happens with DEP, and DEP has not indicated any concerns with the findings in these reports.
Our consultant would also tell us if there was concern.
Correct.
Okay, well, I'm gonna be watching that. Thank you.
Public comment, Scott?
We're all done with that?
We're all
think so.
intense, yes,
Yeah.
thank you.
All right, open to the public. No one behind.
I just have a recommendation, actually.
You're on the committee.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Why isn't DEP at these meetings?
They never really,
At these
These
meetings?
are,
they never
Matt-
really attended these meetings.
Yeah, these are meetings that are provided for by the host agreement.
No, you don't have to cut me off because I'm speaking, so.
I'm
so
sorry,
please
I thought I
refrain
was
from it.
answering your question.
Yeah, I thought you were done too. So.
But what I'm getting at is there's a lot of discussions at these meetings on what DEP says, what DEP allows, what DEP does, whatever. Ultimately, the DEP, no matter what Scott says, no matter what you say, no matter what we say, no matter what the township residents say, they're in charge of the whole thing. I read a letter from a construction certification letter, and at the bottom of the letter it says, we really don't take any responsibility for this review of this, And Scott can't take responsibility for any of this stuff that goes on there. So I think as this landfill moves towards closure, someone from DEP should be here, because it's not gonna be us sitting here, it's gonna be the residents of Lower Saucon Township paying the price if something goes wrong. So that is my recommendation by sitting on this committee, There was a major decision made about the northern realignment that nobody talked about today. And that is the fact that they're now stacking garbage up there without building the MSE wall. So,
I'm not aware of that. Was that the quarter, see, unfortunately, we were a quarter behind.
that,
You know
yeah,
what I'm
I
saying?
read that the DEP approved that like June 5th.
When?
June 5th.
June, so that would have been in this.
Yeah, I
Can
remember
anybody
seeing
respond to that?
So
I remember seeing that.
my issue with that is you had a plan. You were gonna build the wall. The whole reason for the wall was to bring the elevation of the landfill up on the northern slope. Now, we have elevation of garbage going up on the northern slope with a temporary sediment trap or temporary 48-inch pipe on the backside trying to redirect water down towards Apple Butter Road. That's my understanding. I could be wrong. But is there a timeline for how long that can exist? Is there any, I'm playing devil's
Oh,
advocate
you're
here.
asking great questions. I'd like to hear answers.
I'm just playing devil's advocate. We could stack what happened on the western side of the landfill. Now we have trash area, it doesn't belong there, and there's nowhere to put it. So on the north side, this company can sell to another company tomorrow, have the trash stacked all the way up on the north side of that mountain, and that's one expensive wall to build that someone's gotta build. So I'm suggesting that DEP sit here and explain if they're gonna pay for the wall, or the residents of Lower Saucon are gonna pay for the wall. Because someone,
Lower Saucon's not paying
I'm not
for the
paying for the wall, but if they're the ones making the decisions, they should be sitting in the chair here.
Can I make a suggestion about DEP? We can ask them if they can participate by phone, and see, but, that's my
Yeah, I
suggestion.
think Priscilla, we can ask the DP to come, and we can make a list of things that we'd like them to address
I think it's their
so that they can
responsibility
answer
to
these
come.
questions.
They're ultimately responsible for overseeing the landfill.
Right.
Hanover Engineering's not, nobody from the township is. They're responsible. They should be here. That's my suggestion.
I'll follow up on that.
Stacy, can we add that for the manager to touch base with VP reps
Yeah, I have it noted.
and schedule for them to come?
Right, I just said that we
our
would
next
follow up,
meeting?
right. Okay. So our next meeting is, when's our next meeting?
Third Thursday, January, right?
January, that's a long time from now.
And maybe like for our landfill committee members, if you could create a list of questions
She reads my mind.
and email them into Stacy, we can have the DEP be prepared to address them.
And respond way before the next meeting. So Scott asked her, do you want to compile a list? What we talked about today?
Well, I think the questions, if you have questions, it would probably make sense for you to compile the questions. We don't have any questions.
Yeah.
Well, then Scott, would you be able to put together a list? What we talked about?
Sure.
I'll help.
We can follow up too with Scott, make sure that we
Right.
cover everything, but for our residents who are members of the committee, I think it would really help to have their input also, because they're obviously thinking of things.
Donna Louder. If we would like to have the DEP here, which is absolutely a good idea, I think what we should do is maybe set up a 6-month DEP meeting. I mean, if the landfill wants to be here, fine. If the DEP just wants to be here with the residents to discuss their findings at the landfill, basically give us a 6-month follow-up or whatever, a breakdown of where they're at, where they're moving, what they're finding, then so be it. I don't think that we're gonna get the DEP here for our meetings, to be honest with you. They don't, talking to Amy and such, they're short-staffed. That's my only concern, because, and this is what we heard before, they were short-staffed. And that's why they weren't doing the air quality testing. And that's why they weren't doing this, and that's why they weren't doing that. But if we nail them down to a date and have a 6-month DEP landfill coverage meeting and invite the residents, that might be better. That way the residents can come and say, okay, what's this? Instead of three of us putting our heads together and stating, I have this question, and nobody else, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like the residents are being left out if it's just gonna be us. That's just my opinion.
Donna, just to answer your question, I don't, or was not trying to imply that you couldn't ask questions when they come. I think it's a good idea if they can't come for the landfill committee meeting, that we have a meeting anyway that's available to the public, and whether it's at the landfill committee meeting or the other meeting, of course, the residents, we would want them to be there and ask questions.
Well, that's what
The idea
that's
of the
what I just said,
question-
Victoria. I just said that. I said, have a
Right.
separate
But the
meeting
idea
with
of
just the
the
DEP.
But the idea of getting questions ahead of time for anyone that is interested is important, because then the DEP can be prepared instead of saying, I'll get back to you.
I think they'll be basing their answers off of their reports. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're gonna come here with their reports in hand and say, okay, this is what we found this day, this is what we found this way. And anybody can question their report that wants to question it. I mean, it doesn't have to be, I don't know, it doesn't have to be prepared. I think I would rather have the DEP show up and somebody throw a question at them that they aren't planned for. That would, to me, would be more helpful.
Well, they would get both.
You'd still do both. And then if something happened and DEP couldn't show up, at least you'd have answers for the questions that were presented to DEP.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Matt, that was a good question.
Like, cause with, like, I see here, how much does a mister cost, a portable mister? 10 grand?
90,000.
The one I saw in that trailer didn't look like it was worth 90,000.
Yeah, they don't make those anymore. The new one we have it cost me 90,000.
But Scott has noted since July that you need, not we need, you need a mister.
Well, we have.
Is now September or October.
I mean, we bought like a bigger one. We still have the vapor system. We still have the permanent line system. So we have a bigger, better portable unit that's up top that you can see as you drive by that's running. And then we do have the one on the corner. They've been out a couple times. They tell us it's fixed. It runs for 10 minutes and it shuts down again. We gotta call them to come back out. So, but, you know, it's like anything else, this stuff costs money and there's a lot of money we have to spend, and, you know, we have a lot of odor product flowing around the site, so.
Yeah. I guess we could spend a little less money on mailers and donations and maybe buy the mister so people would be happy.
Pass that down to corporate.
Right on. We done? All right. Thank you.
Right,
Thank you.
so do we want to note the time is 6:04?